Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite mom and dad and your favorite YouTube couple. Sincerely the Carsons. I'm Malik Carson.
And I'm Tyshe Carson.
And today we're going to get into something serious. It's getting disrespectful and evil at this point. And let's just roll the clip.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't outlawed. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah. All right. As y'all can see, Obama has had his opinions.
Whoa,
He's stating them on his wife's platform, Michelle's platform. And as you can see, she's on there agreeing and agreeing and agreeing. And so I think that this is quite controversial.
This is beyond controversial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially because this is a former president, the first black president.
Right.
So this is beyond what you could probably even fathom.
But are we surprised when he's the whole intro to this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that when I seen it initially, I wasn't very shocked because I was like, Obama legalized gay marriage. He promoted, a lot of the start of what we see kind of expelling out today. You know what I'm saying? Like the transgender movement and all of the acts on young kids being able to change their sexual identity and things like that.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I was shocked.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly why I'm shocked. Not because I don't think they were capable of doing it, but I'm shocked because why does it have to be us?
But black
always.
people?
It's always us. Yes, exactly. And I don't like, me, I don't like to pull the race card.
Right.
But it's always us that it has to be the front line of doing something that's just, just to the point where, our ancestors would turn over in their graves. Like, it's not even funny at this point. You know what I mean? That's why I'm shocked. I'm shocked because I'm so tired of seeing that we're the front line of all of the stuff that I see as evil now,
Yeah, and I won't say, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to, let me let you finish and then go ahead.
Yeah, I think that it's getting to the point now where, we like to play the race card in the opposite way of saying, well, we don't get the privileges for this, the privileges for that, the privileges for this, right? And all that I see now, being in 2025 is we have all the privileges. You see all the people on TV, all the people on newscasts, news reports, your biggest YouTubers, they're all people of color, right? And the people who have this platform and this power, right, they use it to disrespect the people that came before them. And all the people that came before them, they had to, die and bleed and sweat and fight. Not even just the men, but the women too. They had to fight for the right to do these type of things. And when we now, being in 2025, have the right to do these things, we misuse it and we abuse it. The good that they tried to create for us, we erased all of it. And this is a perfect example of what Obama just said and did, not even just because it was about, the LGBT community, right? It was because of the simple fact of what you're saying, right? you're telling men, I don't care. Think about this message.
Before you go into that point, I wanted to touch on something. So when you say like black people are at the forefront of it, in my opinion, I think that it's systematically designed that way, because I think that the outlook of, let's just say, the general population, like a commonality. I'm not saying this is every single person, but I'm just saying commonly a lot of people view, I'm not saying it's true, but they view white people as being a little sly, maybe evil, like based off history, based off circumstances, different examples that we could throw out there as to why white people's narrative in society can be already like second looked. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if what I'm saying is, say a white person comes up on a white president was saying these things, I don't think that it would be viewed as outrageous as we view it because it's coming out of Obama's mouth. Because sometimes I think that black people are viewed as righteous when we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I think that we have a righteous view due to our oppression. But sometimes I think we perpetuate evil just as much as other races do as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, this has nothing to do with, white people.
I'm not saying it does. I'm saying when you brought race into it, I was just stating
I'm saying that's why I was surprised. I'm surprised because of, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even bringing white people into this because Obama is clearly black, right?
Right.
What I'm saying is the reason I brought up the fact that Obama is black is because of what I'm saying. The people before him, the people before us, what they had to endure and what they had to go through to even get to that point, for someone like him to be able to get the position that he even held at one point in time.
And you're saying he's holding the position carelessly.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is not about black or white or
I just wanted to clarify that because I didn't know what you meant by it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What I mean is he's, like I said, he's taking something that was meant for good and he's misusing it and he's abusing it. He is not upholding the standard of what someone of the past time would have held that standard. We misuse today. Black people misuse the good that we have now.
Okay.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. This is not even just about, black, white, or LGBTQ, right? This is the message that he's telling you, like, let's say, even if you agree with LGBTQ, right? Which we don't, right? But even if you do, right? He's also saying another message in there that is behind the LGBTQ,
so
right?
It's like a layer.
It's a layer.
Yeah.
It's a layer.
Yeah.
And you dissect that, right? If you actually listen to what he's saying, not only is he saying that LGBTQ is okay, but he's also saying that.
He feels like that.
He's also saying that boys should not only have authority from their fathers, right? Boys should not only have to listen to their dads.
Their fathers need to be vetted.
Yes, their fathers need to be vetted for them. Their fathers need someone else telling them how to.
Not just somebody else.
Yeah.
A gay man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, which is ridiculous. You're trying to tell other men, right, how to raise their sons when you have no sons. You have only daughters.
Right.
And you're trying to project what you went through and say that this is what all men should do with their sons.
I think that
it makes zero sense.
Right. And I think that what I see when he's speaking about his gay mentor and he says that he kind of put him back in line when he was speaking nonsense and things like that, it's a grooming tactic, right? His mind has been groomed from an early age. Like, way before he was president, he was in college, right? And when he was learning all of the ways that he was going to present himself to the world, because as we know, presidents are breeded, right? So when he's learning all of these things as he's coming into his presidency, and then he's pointing out the influence of this gay mentor on his development of how he understands masculinity or whatever he was saying at the time, because he doesn't speak about what he was saying, but how he kind of like, whoever this mentor was kind of like correcting him like on the things, whatever those things were that he was saying. that to me seems like a grooming of the mind, because it's like, let's say he's a younger guy and he's like, oh, that's gay, or that's this, or this, that, or this. It's like, you can't say that, you can't do that, and make sure that that's very ignorant, and it's like, I think that now you're perpetuating whatever was instilled in you onto other people. And for like Malik just said, you don't even have sons to be speaking this. You don't even have the experience of what it means to teach a man to be a man. So to insinuate, especially as a black man, that men should allow that type of influence on their son, or even that it's necessary, is very odd. You know what I'm saying? Very telling of what that kind of influence had on him later in his life, because he's still speaking about it today after his presidency, after all these experiences. This is his message.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Out of all the things that you've accomplished in your life, this is the message that you're bringing to a podcast that you and your wife are doing when y'all are the former president and former first lady of the United States of America.
Right.
You know, one of the greatest countries, the greatest country to ever exist. You see what I'm saying?
And
it makes zero sense.
And that's what I'm saying. I think they're emphasizing this for a reason. This is what we're trying to explain to you guys. Homosexuality at some point in time, I don't have the exact details, but at some point in time was a don't ask, don't tell kind of blanket over our society. And that to me kind of meant what you do in the privacy of your home, in your sexual endeavors, is your business. And I think that was a better time, because we cannot sit over here and say who should be doing what. We can say what God said, which is homosexuality is wrong. But me and Malik cannot look at you and tell you what you need to be doing. And what we can do is give knowledge.
We can't judge you.
We can't judge you.
You're not allowed to do that, because there's things that we do that we're not allowed to do, right?
Exactly.
So we're not here to be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Now there is an agenda being pushed for a reason. You know, y'all have to not be blind to the reason why God says that these things are sinful. It's not just because he doesn't want you to have fun. It's not because he doesn't want you to enjoy this or explore that. It's not this surface level thing that you're thinking is stopping you from releasing your inhibitions. It's not that. It's genuinely an agenda of evil that's pushed upon you, because why was it at some point not a big deal or not a common topic as to how we talk about how we interact in our bedrooms or what you do in your private life? That's between you and God. It was between you and God at some point and your partner. But now we're just talking about it willy-nilly at the table with kids. Do you feel dysphoria in your body? Do you want to cut off your penis? Do you feel this? Why are we even instilling these thoughts in vessels that are not even supposed to be having sex? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about a child, somebody's son. You're telling somebody that's their child, and you're advising them to have a conversation about sexuality, or to have a conversation about monitoring the way they speak about, you know, normal things in the form of your sexuality and what you find appropriate based off of what you do in the privacy of your bedroom. So that's why I'm saying this is distorted thinking. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like I said, the real message is behind that. He's using the LGBTQ to be on the front line, so you can't hear the real message. The real message behind that is he's saying, kids, if your parents are saying no to you, if your parents think that you're wrong, if your parents think that they know what's best for you, they really don't. So go find someone who knows what's best for you that's not your parents, and let them tell your parents that they're wrong. That's what he's really saying. He's really telling children that it's okay to do these things regardless if your parents think it's wrong, regardless what your parents may think, regardless. And that is actually more scary than him just talking about his experience with his professor. Because if you're talking about your professor, at that point, you're in college, you're an adult. But what you're saying is to these children that their parents don't know what's best for them. So go seek someone who knows what's best for you that's not your parents, who can go tell your parents why they're wrong. That's the real message. And that's scarier than what the message he's trying to hide it with. Do you see what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying when you initially said, like when I said vetting the father.
Yeah.
You don't need nobody to tell you, give you more perspective about your father. For
Yeah.
what? This is my father.
Yeah.
He has my best interest. That should be the narrative at all times.
Yeah.
You know.